For decades, the tragedy of Heather O'Rourke was spoken about in hushed tones, as if Hollywood feared what might surface if anyone looked too closely. Now, Ron Howard, a man who grew up inside the system and worked alongside her, has finally broken his long silence, and his carefully chosen words have reopened painful questions about how a 1-2-year-old girl could rise so quickly, shine so brightly, and then be gone before the world truly understood what happened. Before she was Caroline Freeling, the little girl whose whispered, "They're here," haunted a generation. Heather was simply a San Diego child, born on the 27th of December, 1975, to Kathleen and Michael O'Rourke. Her parents divorced in 1981, and Kathleen moved Heather and her older sister Tammy into a trailer park in Anaheim. Money was tight, but there was love, and Hollywood seemed a world away, until a chance lunch at MGM in 1980 changed everything. Tammy was working on Pennies from Heaven when Steven Spielberg noticed quiet, blonde 5-year-old Heather in the commissary. She froze at her first audition. But when Spielberg asked her only to scream, she released a sound so raw and terrified that he cast her on the spot, choosing her for Poltergeist and sending Drew Barrymore to E.T. instead. When Poltergeist premiered in 1982, Heather became an overnight sensation. She booked commercials, guest roles, and a recurring part as Heather Pfister on Happy Days, all while trying to live a normal life, attending Big Bear Elementary, becoming 5th grade class president, and smiling through the growing pressures placed on her small shoulders. Hollywood, in the 1,980 seconds, was not built to protect children. Schedules were grueling, regulations soft, and young actors like Heather, eager to please and taught never to cause trouble, fit neatly into a system that rewarded silence. By Poltergeist 2 in 1985, she was working adult hours, wrapped in child-friendly language, pushing through exhaustion, emotional scenes, and endless waiting on set. The family relied on her income after years of scraping by, so rest felt like a luxury they couldn't afford. Subtle warning signs appeared: stomach pain, fatigue, a bout of giardiasis from contaminated water, a misdiagnosis of Crohn's disease, and visible facial swelling from cortisone. But the machine kept moving, and Heather kept showing up. In late 1987 and early 1988, everything collapsed. On January 31, Super Bowl Sunday, she spent the day vomiting. The next morning, after insisting she could still go to school, she suddenly said she couldn't swallow. Her fingers turned blue, and she collapsed. At the hospital, doctors discovered the real cause: a congenital intestinal blockage that had gone undetected for 12 years, now ruptured and flooding her body with infection. Despite emergency surgery, Heather died on the 1st of February 1988. Her mother later filed a wrongful death suit, arguing that earlier X-rays should have revealed the problem. Hollywood went quiet. Studios tiptoed around the release of Poltergeist 3, dedicated to Heather's memory, while conspiracy theories and speculation filled the silence. Years later, Ron Howard finally said what many suspected: she was overworked. In that simple phrase, he placed part of the blame not on fate, but on an industry that treated a fragile child like an endlessly reliable adult, moving forward even as her body cried for help. His words linger as both accusation and warning, a reminder that, behind every bright young face on screen, may be a story of pressure, neglect, and a system still struggling to protect those who trust it the most.